What does the Lord require of thee? We've been talking about this week here on the broadcast. Micah chapter 6, verse 8. That was the question that was asked. The prophet Micah, a man who prophesied at a very difficult time. At times he would give the people hope that they were going to be delivered from captivity or from going into captivity. And then other times he said, no, it's just the way it's going to be. God has declared it. And of course, that was the right prophecy. That was a prophecy that Jeremiah was prophesying during those days. But you see, here's the thing. As he said, what does the Lord require of thee? The first thing he said was to do justice or do justly, and to have that spirit of right that's in your heart that only comes from God, because God is the only one that's right, and he sets the standard for what is right. And I said, as I have gone through this week, I said, well, this whole thing about doing justly, what is it? I said, well, it's doing what's right in the eyes of God, but you have to know what God's heart is saying, and that has to do with relationship and seeking God and allowing the Spirit of God to reveal to us what is right. And to me, as I've said already this week on the broadcast, that's bringing order into your life. When you know what God's will is, then you seek to follow it, and then that gives you the parameters in which to live. That's order, and finding that order in your life, which leads us to this. And it has so much to do with the way we treat our fellow man. And I'm amazed as society continues on its path toward wherever God's leading this whole thing. And I see how people treat one another. You see, if everybody understood this, the whole realm of just justice is simply this: is treating our fellow man the way we want to be treated. That's what the Scripture says. It's just treat other people the way you want to be treated, which has to do, in my mind's eye, just the word respect. And that's just respecting one another. And that simply means that I respect you as a fellow person, as a fellow human. We are all created by God, and we all have hopes and dreams and families and all the things that we're a part of on this world. But the thing is that we all have the same eternal destination, either that which is ordained of God to be peace and tranquility, or that which is to be in torment in a place called hell. We're all on the same journey. And there comes that place where we make our choices to which direction we're going to go. You see, the thing is that just makes us all have very much in common. And so God says, well, he's no respecter of persons. God doesn't look at the outward. He looks at the heart, as we should look at the heart. And so just say, I just respect my fellow humans, whether they be this color or that particular facial feature or whatever. It doesn't matter. Created of God, in God's image, we've all been created. And as I have respect for God, who created all things, I have that same respect for my fellow man, who also was created by God in his image. And so as God has taught us to love all of humanity, that's the order that God has for our life, and that's justice. This is Pastor Jack King with the gospel on the radio broadcast.